Gabriel Santos. No information's been filed, Mr. Koch.
If we can move this 2 cycles, Your Honor, that would give the state time to hopefully work something out with Mr. Koch and
All right.
Mr. Santos.
We'll reset this on 6/12 at the state's request.
1 second. Judge, is that at 1:30?
Yes, sir, it'd be on a standard arraignment docket.
This case is set for 6/12 at 1:30, so you definitely got to be in court. But before then, call, make an appointment, we'll talk. All right? You're free to leave.
Thomas.
William J. Turner. Mr. McKinney.
Judge, may I approach with the state?
Granted.
Back Home Bakery Cafe is 2 blocks from the courthouse on Crestview historic Main Street. We serve handmade pastries, espresso, and lunch items. And we're open Tuesday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., serving lunch from 11 to 2. We hope to see you soon.
Hello, I am Bonnie from Body Be Healthy here in Crestview. We have been serving the area since 1999. We're an alternative health food store. If you're interested in bettering your health, we'd like to invite you to stop by. We're located in Court Plaza. Stop by and let us help you be healthy.
I'm Amanda Gaskin with Briarpatch Realty. Helping qualified heroes save money is my passion. When I help a hero buy or sell a home, they receive a check from Homes for Heroes. Check out amandasheroes.com for more information.
For more than 70 years, the sweet aroma of the Crestview Coney Islands burgers and hot dogs has permeated the downtown area. If you have not experienced the unique flavor of Crestview's Coney Islands burgers and hot dogs, then I encourage you to join us for lunch. Monday through Thursday from 10 a.m. till 3 p.m., Friday from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m., and Saturday from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. We're located in historic downtown Crestview at
Rhonda
107
Ward.
North Main Street. Call 850-683-1045.
All right, good afternoon. You're here today without a lawyer. Do you want a lawyer to help you? You able to afford one on your own?
Family owned and operated with 24
You've got the
years
form
of
there.
local
Complete
service.
that, turn that back
Specialized
into the
in shingles and
bailiff, and
metals,
don't leave until you
re-roofs,
turn the form in and
repairs,
get a new
and
court date,
leak
okay?
For all of your roofing needs, call us today
Brent
or visit our
Whitner.
website at cqroofing.com. CQ Roofing, your hometown roofer.
Mr. McKinney.
Mr. Whitner is present and approaching. In 25 CF 629, we would acknowledge the receipt of a 1-count information, waive its formal reading, and our plea of not guilty. We'd ask for this to remain on the 7/14 court date for pretrial. I believe he already has 24 CF 2028 with RCC on that date.
All right, so ordered.
Keep in contact with both of us.
Joseria Willis. Good afternoon. You're here today without a lawyer. Would you like a lawyer to help you?
Yes,
Are you able to afford one on your own?
yes,
You can't hire a lawyer by yourself?
yes,
Okay. How much time do you have to need to have that done?
like a month.
Well, have you spoken to anyone yet?
Yeah,
Okay, and who have you talked to, and how far are you in those arrangements?
I have Cassie Reeves, but I haven't paid her yet.
And the only reason I'm asking these questions is because this case is now, it will soon be 2 months old, right?
It's a year old.
Say again?
It's a year old.
Well, yeah, but the facts are a year old. However, the case only started in 2 months ago, right?
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to reset this for next week. You need to get with Ms. Reed and tell her that you're reset for your arraignment next week to move things forward. I'm just not willing to move it out another month, okay?
Okay.
All right, so reset for 5/22 at 1:30, excuse me.
Your Honor,
Yes, sir.
if I may approach, I have the score sheet for Ms. Mandolini.
Yes, sir.
We have no objection to the score sheet.
Mara Mearns. Which one? Why'd you end up being so here? All right, so the amount that you listed for your income, is that a salary or hourly wage, or how's that?
Hourly wage.
All right, and is that after your taxes? That's what you take home?
That's what I get on the paycheck in my bank
Okay.
account, yes, sir.
And it says you're paid every 2 weeks, so there's some of those months you get 3 checks?
Sometimes.
Yeah, okay. All right, I find you do qualify. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. And actually, this is a VOP that got set today. Mearns?
No, I just, sir.
Mearns, M-E-A-R-N-S.
Okay.
And we'll set, when should we set this meeting for, 6:12? 6:19.
All right, Your Honor, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
So that's with the denial. William LaHawkins.
Sir.
All right, so the thing I notice here is that you marked yes on cash and yes on the motor vehicle, but you didn't mark yes or no on the other assets.
No other assets, sir.
Okay, well, you need to mark no. And the only reason I'm saying that is because the law says if there's even one blank, the clerk's got to reject your form. The second part is you marked yes on your cash, but you didn't list how much. And you marked yes on your car, but you didn't list your equity in the car. So that would be the value of the car less anything that you owe on it. And if you had any blanks, I'd like to look at the clerk and just say she's mean, and that's the reason she's going to do it. It's not because they're mean, it's because the law says if there are any blanks at all, they automatically reject the form, okay? So it's better to do it once than do it over. So fill in how much cash you got, fill in the net value of the car, and if you got no other assets, check the box that says you got no other assets, and he's handing you a pen right now. Go ahead and take care of that right now. No time like the present. Okay, so you said you paid off your car, but you didn't say how much it's worth.
sorry.
That's, how much is your car worth?
It's not a very good car, I'm not too sure. A couple thousand, maybe.
What kind of car is it?
It's a Lexus CRX, 2005.
2005 Lexus CRX. 2,000, 1,500, what do you think it's worth?
2005.
Okay. All right, based upon that and your employment status, the court will find that you qualify and will appoint a public defender to represent you in this matter.
Your Honor, we would enter a plea of not guilty, waive formal reading, ask to leave it set for the July 14 docket.
So ordered. Christopher Rom. All right, based upon your completion of the form, you qualify. They'll appoint the public defender to represent you. The only question I have is you showed your income, but then you marked that you have other income that's paid every 2 weeks. Did you just make a mistake on that?
Yes, sir.
So you don't have any other income?
No other income, no, sir.
Okay. All right.
Now being appointed, will you hand her the paperwork?
Yes, sir.
For information?
Oh, my information is that was.
Okay. Your Honor, we'll be entering not guilty on all counts, waive formal reading, and request this be kept on that July 14th pretrial docket.
So ordered.
That's our next court date. But you're going to call and make an appointment with me before that. You're free to leave.
Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome.
All right, Johanna Miller.
Yeah.
All right, based upon your completion of the form, you do qualify. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you in this case.
Your Honor, this time under a plea of not guilty, waive formal reading, and ask for this to be set on the July 14 docket.
So ordered.
Thank you, Your Honor.
That's correct. We do this one.
Jordan Lewis. All right, based upon your completion of the form, you do qualify. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, Your Honor, this time we'd enter a plea of not guilty, waive formal reading, and ask to leave this set for the July 14 docket.
So ordered.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So I should. All right, I'm going to take care of my this can be catechized. I'm gonna take over this thing. All right, Ms. Cashwell, are you with us?
I am, Your Honor. Yes, I am.
All right. Mr. Little, you ready to proceed?
I am, Your Honor.
All right. And for the record, I see that the defendant and his parents are present remotely as well. Where are we with the case at this time?
Your Honor,
Go ahead, Ms. Cashwell.
Patrice Cashwell on behalf of Mr. Ryder. I spoke with Dr. The expert that's been retained on the case, and he has finished some of the interviews, but I just had another appointment with him, and unfortunately, this is a case that I'm trying to remember the exact verbiage that he used, but it's not a normal case. It's not a normal temporary insanity case. It's kind of an outlier. And so he told me that he is going to require more time. I looked at my schedule, and I have got trials coming up in June, and then I'm going to be out of the country until July. So I was respectfully asked to pass the case until July. This is a different case. This is not a clean-cut case in terms of being able to look at it, look at all the evidence, do all of the interviews, and do the testing, and yield a definitive answer. And I understand that, and that's what he was explaining to me as well. And I've done other cases, a number of other temporary insanity cases where we've been able to, forge ahead and get the necessary information, come to a conclusion one way or the other. This is just not that case, and I can't. He's just quite simply going to need some additional time.
Mr. Little.
Well, the state's position is what it was last time, Judge. The state is ready for trial.
Ms. Cashwell, take into account your schedule. Did the evaluator give you some idea of the amount of time necessary to complete the evaluation and provide the report to you?
He said that he is going to need an additional, and I did actually ask him that, Your Honor. He said that he would have his administrative assistant contact me because he's going to need 2 hours of my time to go through discovery. I said, I will make myself available weekends, nights, whatever you need. And then after that, he'll need, he said, a day or two to do some additional research, and then he'll be ready. I told him, I said, the case is getting a little bit long in the tooth here. And so I think that conservatively, the most I could possibly ask for would be July, and we're talking mid to late July. So I really, is that doable? And I was told that, yes, that might be doable.
Okay, so your request is, in addition to your personal schedule, also what you believe would be necessary for the expert to be prepared?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
The only thing that I can say that, is somewhat mitigating or somewhat good is that all depositions have been taken. Everything has been done. This is the last piece that's being worked on for this case. So just so the court knows.
All right, I understand. I don't want to just pass it on off to July. If we set it off for, and I'm to set it back on one of my regular dockets, so I have a specific time. That is June 19th, look at the afternoon. Will you be gone at that time, Ms. Cashwell?
No, Your Honor, I will not. And I think
I just think if we set it on June 19th.
I'm pulling up my calendar. Yeah.
If we set it afternoon of June 19th.
Yes.
Then we'll be able to touch base, see where your expert is. Okay, so we'll set this at 2:30 on 6/19. And that time, I think that we should then be prepared to hear a better timeline from your expert. And we should, that time, I'll have the trial schedule in Pensacola ready. And if you don't have a disposition, a voluntary disposition, then we're going to go ahead and pick a trial week and set the case special.
Yes, Your Honor.
Understood, Your Honor. I will let it know.
All right.
Okay. Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
Thank you.
Very much. Good day.
Bye-bye.
All right, we ready with Ashley Lester?
Yes, Your Honor, we're here on Ashley Lester, case number 25 CF 0649A. We are going to enter a plea today, Your Honor. We're going to, counts 1 and 2, Your Honor, we enter a plea of no contest as charged. In exchange, the state has agreed to an adjudication of guilt, 18 months probation, substance abuse evaluation and treatment, and 24 hours community service. This will include the $150 cost of defense, $100 cost of prosecution, and any other court costs imposed by the court. We would ask, Your Honor, that for the full 18 months to make the court cost. And Your Honor, I would also ask to waive the cost of supervision, as my client will be having to do the substance abuse and treatment, and she'll have to pay for that.
State?
State has no objection to that, Your Honor.
Is that your agreement, though?
That is the agreement.
Okay. You may approach. Raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm to testify truthfully in this matter under penalties of perjury?
I do.
Okay, you put your hand down. You heard what Mr. Cochran said, and you signed the written plea form?
Yes, sir.
You need to date it, Mr. Cochran.
Sorry.
That's all right. That's the reason we do that.
Sorry.
How old are you?
I'm 34, sir.
How far did you go in school?
Graduated high school.
You able to read and understand the form?
Yes, sir.
Did you do that before you signed it?
Yes, sir.
And it's what Mr. Cochran just told me, what you read in the form.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand by this you're pleading no contest?
Yes.
And that says to me that, do you believe the state could prove your guilt and you're not going to contest that?
Yes, sir.
And do you understand by doing this you're waiving the right to a trial where the state would have to prove your guilt?
I do.
In this case, you'll be adjudicated guilty. You're going to be on 18 months of probation with all the standard conditions plus the evaluation and any treatment and the community service hours. Is that what you understood?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Cochran answered all your questions about the plea and how it affects you?
Yes.
And you satisfy what he's done for you?
Yes, sir.
Court will find the plea to be freely and voluntarily entered into and will accept the plea. Now, when you're walking out, probation is going to hand you a notice about what you need to do when you get released to report. You might not be able to do it today because of the time, but you need to be there first thing in the morning.
Okay.
Okay? Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor. And
Count 2 is a misdemeanor. Are we doing time served on that?
yes, Your Honor.
Time
Yes.
served, count
Yes,
2.
Your Honor.
You agree?
Yes,
State?
Your Honor. Yes.
Okay.
And yes, just for the record, Your Honor, as part of the judgment, the cost of supervision is waived.
Cost supervision or waived, yes.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
This is Mr. Rami Rodriguez Curapa, 25 CF 728. And we'll be entering no contest plea this afternoon. This will be a withhold adjudication, 2 years of standard probation, $40 a month cost supervision, $515 in court costs, $150 in defense costs, 24 hours of community service, anti-theft class, no return to the sunglass world, which is located at 4275 Legendary Drive, Destin, Florida. If I may approach with a signed plea form, Your Honor.
Granted. Raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm to testify truthfully in this matter under penalties of perjury?
I swear.
You may put your hand down. With the help of the interpreter, were you able to understand what Mr. Koch just announced now?
Yes, sir.
With the help of the interpreter, were you able to read and understand the contents of the plea form?
Yes, sir.
How old are you?
36.
How much schooling do you have?
I have a degree in social communications.
All right. Are you able to read and understand the plea form with the help of the interpreter?
Yes, sir.
Did you do that before you signed it?
Yes, sir.
And is what you read here what Mr. Koch just announced to the court?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that you're pleading no contest to the announced charge?
Yes, sir.
And that says to me that you believe the state has the evidence to prove your guilt, and you're not going to contest that.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand by making this plea, you're waiving your right to a trial where the state would have to prove your guilt?
Yes, sir.
Adjudication will be withheld. You'll be on 2 years of probation with some fees, costs, and other conditions, including the anti-theft class, and you cannot go back to the place where this event occurred.
I agree.
As Mr. Koch answered all your questions about the plea and how it affects you, and are you satisfied with how he's represented you? Court will find the plea to be freely and very voluntarily entered into and will accept the plea.
Thank you.
Now, probation's going to hand you a form to tell you how to report when you get released. You're not going to be released in time to report today, but you'll need to report as soon as you are able to in the morning.
Okay? I will have one.
Okay, thank you very much. Rhonda Ward, please.
This way, sir. Mr. Koch. No skip this way.
Yes.
All right, based upon your completion of the form, you qualify, and I just confirm that the benefits you listed, that's your sole source of income, correct? Okay. Yeah, I'll appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. Mr. McKinney.
Judge, I'm providing my contact information at this time. This is set for arraignment.
Yes, sir.
We would acknowledge the receipt of one count information, waive its formal reading, enter plea not guilty, ask for this to remain on the next available pretrial, which would be the July 14th date.
So ordered. Now, as to my 2:30 docket, do we have anything that we can expedite off of there to move faster, or we expect all these things to go forward?
I have a bond hearing that's pretty fast.
Okay. Okay.
Your Honor, my Joshua Rogers case, we could expedite quickly if we may approach. And that's on the 2:30 docket.
Joshua.
Rogers.
Okay. All right. Please approach.
Hey, I'm David at Family Vision of Crestview. We've been providing excellent optical service for Northwest Florida for over 34 years. Come in and let us take care of you.
Man, I got this. Let's roll.
Fight fire with fire, take one.
Have you been injured in an accident and need righteous representation? Call us, because we fight fire. Fire. Damn thing ain't working. Whoa. Not cool, bro.
I'm Attorney Coy Browning. Personal injury is no joke. Just ask him.
Injured? Take a breath. Call Coy.
We're open Saturday 10 to 4, Sunday 10 to 3, and it's both our Crestview, Fort Walton Beach, and Eglin Air Force Base locations. So you have things to do, go and do it. Just know the UPS store is going to be here. Again, Sundays 10 until 3 p.m.
Hi, I'm Wanda Roberts. For the last 20 years, I've been helping the residents of Northwest Florida buy and sell their properties. My office is just 1 block south of the courthouse in historic downtown Crestview. Give us a call at 850-398-5389.
Hi, I'm Michael Gilbert, defense attorney with Warrior Law. I represent those accused in Santa Rosa, Okaloosa, and Walton County. If you or anyone you know has been accused of a crime, give us a call. We can help.
All right.
This is Crystal Bird in 25 CF 708. She's going to enter not guilty plea to the information. And we can leave it set for pretrial for her status, her control date, to enter PTI. She has signed everything, and she's going to probation now to meet and get it signed.
All right.
By
When
probation.
when is this set in front of Judge Clark? Sorry, I should have given you a little more warning. I apologize, Jay. June 9th, is that good and work
Yeah,
for you?
she's going right now to meet with them so they
Okay,
can
so
follow
that'd
by
be just for status, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, very good, thank you.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Now cue up the inmates, please. All right, well, let's be sure. Do we see our PDs from Judge Clark's division? They ready?
Mr. Medina is up first, I think. I'm ready, yes, sir.
Okay, come on then.
I've got out of custody, I'm in custody. And
We're gonna call in custody first.
Juan Barreto.
Barreto, please.
Yes, Your Honor, he's he's got an agreement. That we've been over now.
25 CF 695. Mr. Barretto is here on arraignment. He's going to waive formal reading and enter a plea of no contest pursuant to a plea and sentence agreement under which there will be an adjudication of guilt to a lesser included offense, misdemeanor resisting officer without violence, first-degree misdemeanor. Statutory reference is given. 11 months, 29 days probation with JCS, and he'll need the card if the bailiff has a card for JCS. Letter of apology to Corporal Morgan Mooney with Fort Walton Beach Police Department. $270 court costs, $150 public defender fees. And he's signing the agreement that we've been over, Your Honor.
All right, very good.
You can keep that copy. And the states sign this copy, so it's the same. That's where you sign. That's good. And I am not sure about JCS, but Your Honor, he would need to check in first thing in the morning. They do a lot of online initial reporting, but whatever it is he needs to do it by 9 in the morning tomorrow. May I approach?
He could probably do most of it online when he gets out today, and then they'll tell him whether or not he needs to report in person. That's, I believe, their protocol. So
Thank you,
they'll
Your
let
Honor.
him know.
Very good.
Okay. All right, raise your right hand for me, please. Do you swear or affirm testify truthfully in this matter under penalties of perjury?
I do.
All right, you can put your hand down. You heard what Mr. Medina said, and you signed the written plea form.
Yes.
Do you understand you're pleading no contest to the lesser included offense of resisting without violence?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and that you're, by doing that, you're waiving your right to a trial by jury where the state would have to prove your guilt? Do you understand?
Yes.
You'll be adjudicated guilty of this charge. You'll be on a year of probation with JCS. One of the special conditions is you're going to have to write that letter of apology supervised by them.
Okay.
Mr. Medina answered all your questions about the plea and how it affects you?
Yes, he did.
And are you satisfied with how he's represented you?
I am.
I'll find the plea to be freely and voluntarily entered into. I'll accept the plea if you'll step over here for your fingerprints, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good luck.
Next will be Avery Bivens. John?
Gotcha.
Bivens, to the podium.
Your Honor, I did not realize Mr. Bivens is on the docket. It looks like he has no attorney. I've represented him in the past, and I'm pretty sure he needs the public defender again, if the public defender could be appointed.
Public defender will be appointed. Now, they're going to give you a form. You need to fill that form out and turn it in at the jail, and they'll send it in. Okay. But I'll appoint the PD now for you, okay?
All right.
And I am not sure, Your Honor, but what the status is, but I know he had mental health court. Have you been sentenced in mental health court for a violation of probation?
Yes, for the cert, yes.
Okay. So this may be his only open case. I'm not sure. But I just want to make sure he had the PD if he had any other open cases.
Madam Clerk, do we see any other opens? And this is a single count of POCS in this charge?
Yes, Your Honor. He'll waive formal reading, Your Honor.
No other open cases according to Madam Clerk.
Does the state have an offer, if you don't mind my asking, Your Honor?
No, that's fine. Absolutely. Move the case
Bivens.
forward.
My original offer was guidelines, but that was also taking into consideration the other cases that appeared to be open at the time but are not, so I have to check the score sheet to reevaluate the offer.
Okay, so we'll enter a plea of not guilty, and he can remain, could he be on the June docket?
Yes.
Good.
And what date is that, Madam Clerk?
June
6/9. Okay, very good. Thank you.
You'll probably get moved to 6/11 if you're still in custody. Okay. fill out the application and turn it in. Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes, sir, thank you.
This will be Tyrone Brantley.
Brantley, please.
Your Honor, Mr. Tyrone Brantley is approaching in 25 CF 720. The public defender is already appointed. We've requested depositions to be set, and if he can remain on the June 9 pretrial docket in 25 CF 720, we would like to enter a plea of not guilty and waive formal reading. I will be meeting with him. We may file a bond motion.
All right. So ordered.
Thank you.
Next is Philip Bray.
Your Honor, Mr. Philip Bray is approaching, and we do have an agreement that we've worked out if he may sign.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Good morning, Your Honor. Well, afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Bray.
It's the same
Yeah.
as you. That's where you sign. Thank you. Your Honor, in 25 CF 650, Mr. Philip Anthony Bray is entering a plea and sentence agreement. This is arraignment. He'll waive formal reading and enter a plea of no contest. He will be adjudicated guilty as charged, and there will be concurrent Okaloosa County Jail of 90 days with credit for all time served, 615 court costs, 150 public defender fees, and we would ask that the monetary obligations go to collections 6 months after his release from Okaloosa County Jail. May I approach, Your Honor?
Granted.
Mr. Medina, here's your score sheet.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it. I just want to make sure he's seen the score sheet, Your Honor.
Yes, sir. Granted. All right, raise your right hand for me, please. Do you swear or affirm to testify truthfully in this matter under penalties of perjury?
Yes, sir.
All right, can you put your hand down? You heard what Mr. Medina said, and you signed the written plea form?
Yes, sir.
How old are you?
I'm 45.
And how much schooling do you have?
I've graduated high school and taken, what's the school over here? The
VOTEC?
Yeah, I forgot the word, where you learn trades. I've
Yes.
taken some of those.
Okay, very good. Are you able to read and understand
Yes,
the plea form? And did you do that before you signed it?
Yes, sir.
And is what you read in the form what Mr. Medina just told me?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand by this plea that you're pleading no contest to the charges?
Yes, sir.
And do you understand by making this plea you're waiving your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
In this case, you'll be adjudicated guilty, sentenced to 90 days in the county jail, credit for all time served, and you'll have 6 months to pay all your fees and costs after your release.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Medina answered all your questions about the plea and how it affects you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, and you satisfied with what he's done for you?
Yes, sir.
Court will find the plea to be freely and voluntarily entered into, and will accept the plea with the adjudication. If you'd step over this way, please.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you all for your time.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, Your Honor. This is
Okay,
Noah
ma'am.
Casey, Rachel Farkas from the Public Defender's Office. He has 25 CF 786, 25 CF 788, 25 CF 789, 25 CF 790, 25 CF 792, and 25 CF 793. Mr. Casey will enter a plea of not guilty today. I believe he's already on the pretrial docket for August 11th.
All right. So ordered.
This is yours if you want.
Garrett Dawson.
Your Honor, Jarrett Dawson, 25 CF 767, 25 CF 769, 25 CF 768, and a VOP, which I believe is actually on next week, 24 CF 2224. So that's not on today's docket, but I have it.
2224?
Yes, sir, 24 CF. So Mr. Dawson will enter a plea of not guilty in the 3 new law cases. I'm not sure if he can enter a denial in the VOP today and save him the trip here next week.
Sure he can.
That would be fantastic. If we could put everything on the pretrial conference docket, if everything could track, that would be easiest. I think Judge Clark is usually okay with that.
So that's on what date?
So it'll be August 11th. One of the new cases does not have an information file. It's 25 CF 769.
That is correct. There's no information at this moment. I had some discussion with the defense attorney on how we were going to proceed with that case. There will be an information file. I can get one done today to avoid enough pro tunc. The charges would be criminal mischief, $1,000, and molesting a vending machine.
And that's 786?
769.
That's correct, 769.
769.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Very
Thank
good.
you.
Thank you.
Ivan Aragón.
Yes.
Your Honor, this is Ivan Aragón, 25 CF 684. Mr. Aragón would like to enter a plea of not guilty. I think he's already on the docket for June 9th. He'll probably be moved to June 11th if he's still in custody.
For this case or another case?
For this case. I think he
Okay.
must have been arraigned arrested just in time to be put on the June pretrial.
All right, so ordered.
Yep, thank you so much.
Gavin Fleischman.
Your Honor, this is Gavin Fleischman, 25 CF 640. Mr. Fleischman would like to enter a plea of not guilty. He's also already on the June 9th pretrial conference docket. I think it'll probably be moved to June 11th, but if we could keep him in pretrial conference, that would be great.
So ordered.
Thank you.
Pedro Fresneda Ramos.
Your Honor, this is Pedro Fresneda Ramos, 25 CF 634. The state and the defense have reached an agreement. I just need to have my client sign it.
Very good. And for the record, I see that you're being assisted by the court interpreter.
Yes,
Is
Your
that
Honor.
correct? Okay. Granted.
There is no score sheet needed as it's open to the seniors.
All right, very good. That's all right.
Your Honor, Mr. Fresneda Ramos was charged with 3 counts originally. Count 1 was third-degree felony tampering with evidence. That count will be dismissed in exchange for a plea to possession of paraphernalia, count 2, and driving without a valid license, count 3. He'll be adjudicated guilty on both counts with credit for time served, $270 in court costs, $150 public defender fee, and 24 months to pay those costs. And I have a copy of the plea agreement. I've gone over it with Mr. Fresneda Ramos, and this copy will be for him.
That is the state's agreement.
Oh, I apologize. And I also included 24 months to pay the costs to give Mr. Fresneda Ramos time to do so.
All right, Mr. Fresneda Ramos, would you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear or affirm to testify truthfully in this matter under penalties of perjury?
Yes.
And you may put your hand down. With the help of the interpreter, were you able to understand what Ms. Farkas just announced to the court?
Yes.
Did you read and understand the plea form with the help of the interpreter?
Yes.
Now, the court notes this is causing you quite a bit of emotion. Are you okay?
I've asked Mr. Fresneda Ramos if he is sure that he'd like to take the plea. He's already set on the June 9th docket. If he'd like to continue it, I can ask the state attorney to keep the offer open until then.
Is there something going on the court should be aware of?
No, Your Honor.
Could we approach, Your Honor?
Granted. All right, so the lawyers explained to me what's going on, which I won't announce to the public. And you're reluctant because of other circumstances to enter the plea. Is that fair to say? All right. Do you believe, even with those other circumstances, entering into this plea is the best thing to do now, or do you wish to wait?
I don't feel comfortable having Mr. Fresneda Ramos enter a plea today. If we could keep him on the June pretrial conference docket, then I will speak with him at the jail. Thank you, Your Honor.
So ordered. Give him the time and space he needs, so it could be free and voluntary.
I'll talk to you at the jail.
Next will be Quincy Dubois.
Your Honor, this is Quincy Fuqua, 25 CF 716. He also has a VOP that is on next week. That case number is 24 CF 2350.
2350?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
Mr. Fuqua will enter a plea of not guilty in the new law. And if he can, enter a denial in the VOP.
Denials grant is entered.
Thank you. And if we could put both on the next pretrial conference docket.
Which docket would that be, Madam Clerk?
So it's currently set for June 9th, but looking at the case, I do see that it is still outstanding. Let me see what is outstanding. So he was served the VOP warrant. There was an order commanding arrest that was also entered, and that one has not been served.
On the VOP?
Yes, sir.
Well, he's definitely arrested. So, yeah.
So,
Okay.
so we went
So I
through
guess we'll
this,
just
we
do-
went through this yesterday. What it appears, well, all council approach. This is not
Okay.
a discussion for the open court. I want everybody to hear what's going on so you can understand.
And leak specialists. For all of your roofing needs, call us today or visit our website at cqroofing.com. CQ Roofing, your hometown roofer.
Hey, I'm David at Family Vision of Crestview. We've been providing excellent optical service for Northwest Florida for over 34 years. Come in and let us take care of you.
Man, I got this. Let's roll.
Fight fire with fire, take one.
Have you been injured in an accident and need righteous representation? Call us. Because we fight fire. Damn thing ain't working. Whoa!
Not cool, bro. I'm attorney Coy Browning. Personal injury is no joke. Just ask him.
Injured? Take a breath. Call Coy.
And so you understand, this is not about you individually. This is about a problem we're having with other cases similar to what you're engaged in, where they just said you got an outstanding warrant, even though you're in jail, right? So we're trying to work that detail out. That's all I was trying to explain to the lawyers what we're doing. So it's not about just you, it's about other people who have situations like you, and I want it fixed. It's not fair, okay? All right, I'm sorry, Ms. Farkas, go ahead.
That's okay. So I think we're asking for the next pretrial conference date. I don't know if he's on the June or August docket.
On June 9th.
June 9th,
All right.
okay. I think it'll probably be moved to June 11th.
All right, very good, thank you.
And I apologize. Are both cases going on June 9th or?
Yes,
we
ma'am.
can-
But the VOP and the new charge will be on June
Yes.
9th, travel together.
Thank you.
Herbst is next. Herbst.
Your Honor, Travis Gates on behalf of Mr. Donald Herbst speaks before the court in 25 CF 743. I left them in hopes that we would have an update on the FDLE report. We don't at this point. So if we can enter a not guilty plea and move him to the June 11th docket. He's got another case, 24 CF 2005, that's already scheduled for that date.
2005?
Yes, Your Honor. Actually, I take that back. 24 CF 1737. There's another Donald Herbst Jr., I think that's got that case number.
All right, so 25 CF 743 and 24 CF 1737 on 6/11.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, very good, thank you.
One second. Your Honor, this is going to be Mr. Humphrey before the court with 25 CF 759. I have a plea agreement to be filed, if I may approach, Your Honor.
Granted.
Score sheets attached, no objection to that score sheet, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Humphrey will be entering a plea of no contest as charged. It's going to be withhold adjudication on counts 1 and 2, which are the felony counts. The adjudication of guilt on count 3, misdemeanor. Counts 1 and 2 will be placed on 36 months of probation concurrent between each count. Count 3 will be time served. We'd ask the court to waive the cost of supervision. That says $615 in court cost, $150 public defender fee. It's $100 cost of defense, $50 public defender fee application. No trespassing at 109 Hudson Drive, Northwest, Fort Walton Beach, Florida, 32548. No contact with Mr. Arthur Parsons. Restitution to Mr. Arthur Parsons is the amount of $700, which we do at a minimum of $20 per month. 50 hours of community service work, which we do at a minimum of 5 hours per month. Any theft course, which could be completed online. Maintain gainful employment or complete 2 job applications per week.
Is that the state's agreement?
That is the state's agreement, Your Honor.
Thank you. Raise your right hand for me, please. Best you can. Do you swear or affirm to testify truthfully in this matter under penalties of perjury?
Yes.
All right, you can put your hand down. You heard what Mr. Gates said on your behalf, and you signed the written plea form?
Yes, sir.
All right. How old are you?
51.
How far did you go in school?
Graduated.
All right. You able to read and understand the plea form?
Yes, sir.
Did you do that before you signed it?
Yes, sir.
And is what you read in the plea form what Mr. Gates just told me?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand by this plea arrangement that you're pleading no contest to the announced charges?
Yes, sir.
And that says to me that you believe the state has the evidence necessary to convict you, and you're not going to contest that.
Yes, sir.
And do you understand also by making this plea that you're waiving your right to that trial by jury where the state would have to prove your guilt?
Yes, sir.
In this case, adjudication will be withheld on the felony, and you'll be adjudicated guilty on the misdemeanors. And you're going to be on 3 years of probation in counts 1 and 2, and in count 3, it'll be time served. You'll have the fees and costs that were discussed, and you can't go back to the address that was announced or have any contact with the person that was announced. You also have to pay the restitution that was announced. You've got your community service, which you've got to do at least at 5 hours a week, and you've got to take the anti-theft course. And you've got to maintain gainful employment or be searching for employment. Now, I don't know if Judge Clark does this, but I do. If you seek alternatives like school, like you decide you want to, get a certificate or something, then that'll help you get a better job. I encourage you to do that. The goal here is to assist you and get you on a path that'll set you up for success. So if that's something you want to do, then I think Judge Clark would encourage you to do that as well. With all of that, that's what you agreed to?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, as Mr. Gates answered all your questions about the plea and how it affects you.
Yes, sir.
And are you satisfied with how Mr. Gates has represented you in this case?
Yes, sir.
All right. The court will find the plea to be freely and voluntarily entered into and will accept the plea. Thank you very much.
And yes, Your Honor, just to clarify, the court said 5 hours per week. It's actually 5 hours per month.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, it is, 5 hours per month.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Your Honor, this is going to be Mr. Darnell Jones before the court in 25 CF 641. At this time, we're going to enter a not guilty plea. He's currently scheduled for June the 11th for his pretrial date. We do have a bond hearing scheduled for next Tuesday at 9 o'clock, though.
All right. Very good. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Is that all our inmates? Do we have anybody else? Okay, all right. So now I showed that I think I'm supposed to have one person on Zoom for all right, Adams, you're with us remotely?
Yeah.
All right. And I'm not able to see you. Do you have your camera turned on?
Yeah. Can you see me?
Okay.
Can you see me?
Yes, you can. Now, you're here today without...
I'm going to step out. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
I'm stepping outside 1 second. Sorry. Go ahead.
That's okay. You're here today without a lawyer. Do you want a lawyer to represent you?
Yes, please.
Are you able to afford a lawyer on your own?
No, sir.
Okay, I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. You're going to have to go online and get the application for the appointment and fill that out and turn it in to the clerk. And once the clerk reviews that, then the appointment could be made permanent, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, so public defender, Delanca Adams.
Your Honor, that's
Yes, sir.
Steve Medina. I will make note of Miss Adams. I'm sorry, what was her first name?
Daylanka, and it's 25 CF 694.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Now, you can get the public defender's contact information online, ma'am, and you need to make an appointment with them and talk to them so that you can talk to them about your case. Do you
Yes, sir.
You enter a not guilty plea and waive the formalities of arraignment in this case?
Yes, sir.
To the public defender.
Your Honor, we'll enter a not guilty plea and waive formal reading.
All right, and Madam Clerk, when is this set?
June 9th.
This is set on June the 9th, Ms. Adams, so you need to get in touch with your attorney as soon as you possibly can, okay?
Yes, sir. And how do I go online? Like, what's the website?
Well, it's going to be the public defender of the First Judicial Circuit, and that's where you'll find him.
Just do Okaloosa, Your Honor, may I?
Yes, go ahead.
Just do Okaloosa County Public Defender, and you'll have a pretty good shot.
Okaloosa County Public Defender. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much. Good day.
Yes, sir. Thank you. How do I hang up? Oh, how do I hang up? Okay, sir.
All right, Tiffany Addis. All right, good afternoon. You're here today without a lawyer. Do you want a lawyer to help you?
Yes.
You able to afford one on your own? All right, have you completed the application?
I don't.
Okay, one will be given to you. Fill it out, turn it in. Don't leave until you turn the form in and get a new court date, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Or should we go ahead and resolve her appearance for?
No, let's get the form
Okay.
filled out and
Yes, sir.
turned in first. That way we all handle it once.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Penny Bodine. That's you, Mr. Medina, right?
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Bodine has a plea agreement. If she could approach. Steve Medina with Penny R. Bodine in 25 CF 704. I do want the court to be aware that we have a plea and sentence agreement that I've been over with her in detail, but she's intellectually and physically disabled and was not able to read it herself. But I've read it, and she does wish to take it and feel it is in her best interest. I've explained to her that if I were to fight the case, I hate to use those kind of words, but basically if I were to work more on the case, that we might get a better resolution, but she wants to go ahead and get it resolved today for a misdemeanor, Your Honor.
Okay, all right.
Under the terms of the agreement, her third-degree felony, battery upon a person 65 years of age or older, will be resolved for a lesser included offense, domestic violence battery, with an adjudication of guilt. The statutory reference is given, and I've explained to her that with a first-degree misdemeanor, if she were to violate her probation, she could do up to a year jail. So she knows how important it is that she comply. There would be 11 months, 29 days probation. She has to get a substance abuse evaluation within 30 days and commence any recommended treatment within 60 days. She has to do a batterers intervention program. She has to have no violent contact with Robert Opry, O-P-R-Y, no drugs without prescription, no alcohol, waive cost of supervision, and we're asking that this be state probation and that the cost of supervision be waived. There will be weekly UAs, urinalysis, 622 court costs, and 150 public defender fees, Your Honor. And everyone has signed the agreement. May I approach, Judge?
You may.
Thank you.
All right. Raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm to testify truthfully? All right, you put your hand down. Now, you heard what Mr. Medina said, is that right? And Mr. Medina has told me that he's gone over the plea form with you in complete detail, is that right?
Yes, sir.
But you have a struggle reading it yourself, right?
Yes, sir.
But he helped you do that?
Yes, sir.
All right. And is what he helped you understand in the plea form before what he just announced to me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you understand you're pleading no contest to this charge?
Yes, sir.
That you're waiving your right to a trial where the state would have to prove the charge against you?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, Mr. Medina has also told me that he discussed with you whether you might want to fight this case and maybe get a better outcome. And you've told him you want to go ahead and take care of it now.
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, that's kind of secret language between lawyers and judges. He's trying to say that he wants to be sure you understand that when you make this plea today, you're giving up certain rights. I'm going to talk about that to you, okay? You're giving up your rights for your lawyer to challenge this case legally.
Yes, sir.
You're giving up your rights for your lawyer to challenge this case factually.
Yes.
And you're giving up your rights for your lawyer to challenge this case for any technical reason whatsoever by making this plea.
Yes, sir.
All right? And since you're doing it so early, your lawyer's telling me that he really hasn't had the chance to really sift through and dig through everything in the details that he needs to really be comfortable to say all about that. Do you understand that? And notwithstanding that, you think this is the best thing to do for you to get this going right now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Now, with that, has he answered all the questions you have about the plea?
Yes, sir.
And are you satisfied with what he's done for you?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, with this, you'll be adjudicated guilty, and it's the lesser included offense that was discussed, and you're going to be a year on probation with the evaluations and the treatment that were discussed, and no violent contact with the person that was announced. And you can't have any substances without a prescription and no alcohol at all.
Yes, sir.
And you're going to get tested to prove that.
Yes, sir.
You understand? All right, and then you'll have the fees and costs that were discussed, and we'll waive the cost of supervision in this case. All right? And that's what you want to do today.
Yes, sir.
The court will find the plea to be freely and voluntarily entered into and will accept the plea. Thank you very much.
And you've got a seat there. Thank you.
Mr. Medina, just confirming that's with JCS?
No, Your Honor, no, sir, it is going to be regular state probation because we're waiving the cost of supervision. Thank you.
August 11th.
Yeah, that'd be great, thank you.
That's without objection.
All right, John Fonville.
John Fonville is approaching 25 CF 775. Mr. Fonville will enter a plea of not guilty. I'm not sure if he's on which pretrial conference docket he's on.
August 11th.
Okay. So if we could continue it to that date, please.
So ordered.
Thank you.
Stephen Gabbard.
This is Mr. Gabbard approaching in, let me make sure I got it right, 25 CF 760. At this time, we're going to enter a not guilty plea. He's currently scheduled for August the 11th for pretrial.
So ordered.
Go ahead, make an appointment. You're good to go. Where's the next? You already said that. You already did that.
Jacob Gomez. Good afternoon, Jacob Gomez. You're here today without a lawyer. Do you want a lawyer to help you?
Yes.
You able to afford a lawyer on your own? Have you completed the application for the appointment one? All right, we'll have a copy of the application given to you now. Fill it out.
Could the state put the offer on the record that may resolve this case?
All right.
Thank you very much.
What's your offer?
The offer is dismissing the grand theft and pleading to the possession of paraphernalia. It'd be an adjudication of guilt, credit for time served, and $270 in court cost.
Do you understand?
Yep.
You willing to do that?
Yep.
Okay. Raise your right hand. Do you swear, affirm, testify truthfully in this matter under penalties of perjury?
Yes.
All right. So they're asking you to plead no contest to possession of paraphernalia. You get time served. You'll have the fees and costs that you have to pay that were announced. You willing to do that? And that would require you to plead no contest, which says that you believe the state has the evidence to prove your guilt and you're not going to contest that.
Yes.
You'd waive your right to a trial by jury.
Yes.
Okay. Is that what you want to do?
Yeah.
The state denounce the dismissal of count one.
State will dismiss count one for a plea to count two.
All right. The court finds the plea to be freely and voluntarily entered into and will accept the plea. How much time do you need to get you pay your costs?
Maybe a month.
You sure? It's a lot of money.
How much?
Well, it's the $270. Can you stroke a check for that in a month?
The state would not have an objection to 90 days to pay.
Okay.
All right, 90 days?
Yeah.
Okay, 90 days to pay. All right, thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Markel Grasty. Grasty. State.
State would ask for a capias if notice was given.
No bond capias. David Harrigan. Mr. Gates.
Yes, Your Honor, this is going to be Mr. David Harrigan before the court in 25 CF 687. We have a plea agreement to be filed in Mr. Harrigan's case, if I can approach, Your Honor.
Granted.
There'll be a score sheet, no objection to the attached score sheet, Your Honor.
All right, go ahead.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Harrigan will enter a plea of no contest as charged. Can be withhold of adjudication, placed on 24 months of probation. We'd ask the court to waive the cost of supervision. 515 in court costs, 150 public defender fee, restitution in the amount of $819.52, with a minimum monthly payment of $35 to Walmart. 50 hours of community service work due at a minimum of 5 hours per month. Shoplifters awareness course that could be completed online. No trespassing in any Walmart. Maintain gainful employment or complete 2 job applications per week. Mr. Harrigan is 100% disabled, so we'd ask the court to waive that upon proof.
I got it right here if you want it.
Show that to probation.
Okay.
This sentence will be concurrent to the Santa Rosa case, which is 5725 CF 000143, and no objection to transferring probation to Escambia County where Mr. Harrigan is a resident.
That is a state's agreement, Your Honor.
Thank you. Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to testify truthfully in this matter under penalties of perjury?
I do.
All right, you can put your hand down. Heard what Mr. Gates said, and you signed the written plea form?
Yes, sir.
How old are you?
64,
How far did you go in school?
high school and vocational.
You able to read and understand the form?
Yes, sir.
Did you do that before you signed it?
Yes, sir.
And it's what you read in the form what Mr. Gates announced?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand you're pleading no contest to the announced charge?
Yes, sir.
And by doing that, you're telling me that you believe the state's got the evidence necessary to convict you, and you're not going to contest that?
Yes, sir.
And by doing this, you understand you're waiving your right to a trial by jury where the state would have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt your guilt to that jury.
Yes, sir.
And in this case, adjudication will be withheld. You're going to be on 2 years of probation with the costs that were announced, the restitution that was announced with a minimum payment of $35 a month, the community service with minimum at 5 hours per month, the class that you have to take. You can't go back to the Walmart, any of them, anywhere.
Yes, sir.
I'm just telling you, I had a case a couple years ago where, I mean, you can't make it up. Somebody from Walmart was on holiday in Wyoming, and one of the people on probation was on holiday in Wyoming, and next thing you know, they got a violation for being in the Walmart in Wyoming. So my point is, Walmart thinks it's every one of them, not just wherever you were.
I understand.
Right? And that's probably the worst punishment of all, I think. Can't go to Walmart. So and you got to get a job or look for a job, and if you can prove your disability, then they can waive that. They're authorized to do so.
Okay.
And you've got, this is concurrent with your case in Santa Rosa County, and you there's no objection to transferring, okay. So he's got this case in Santa Rosa County where he's supervised in Escambia County already?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and so this case, he'd have to report here first.
Right.
And there's no objection then to transferring this case to Escambia County, where your supervision would be concurrent with your Santa Rosa County case. That's what we're saying, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Agree?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, and with that, has Mr. Gates answered all your questions about the plea and how it affects you?
Yes.
You satisfied with how he's represented you?
Yes, sir.
The court will find the plea to be freely and voluntarily entered into, and I'll accept the plea.
They're going to see her.
All right, Jamal Hoover.
This is going to be Mr. Jamal Hoover before the court, 25 CF 668. We have a plea agreement to be filed in his case, Your Honor. The state did send a score sheet. I'll let them look at the one I've got before I file it. I make a version, Your Honor.
Granted.
No objection to the score sheet attached, Your Honor.
All right.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Hoover will be entering a plea of no contest as charged, be adjudicated guilty, placed on 24 months of probation. We ask the court to waive the cost of supervision. $6.15 court costs, $150 defender fee, substance abuse evaluation, and then recommended treatment to be scheduled by probation. Random year analysis, 24 hours of community service work due at a minimum of 5 hours per month. Maintain gainful employment or complete 2 job applications per week. And the state's agreed to automatic early termination in 12 months if all obligations have been completed and there have been no violations.
That is a state agreement, Your Honor.
Thank you. Raise your right hand. You swear or affirm to testify truthfully in this matter under penalties of perjury?
Yes, sir.
All right, you heard what Mr. Gates said, and you signed the written plea form?
Yes.
How old are you and how far did you go in school?
50 years old, some college.
All right, you able to read and understand the plea form?
Yes, sir.
Did you do that before you signed it?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Gates, I think, Mr. Gates?
Did I agree to sign, Your Honor?
Yeah, that's all right. Lots of moving parts today. And is what you read in the form what Mr. Gates had just announced to me?
Yes, sir.
All right, do you understand by this plea that you're pleading no contest to these charges?
Yes, sir.
And that says to me you believe the state could prove your guilt to the jury and you're not going to contest that?
Yes, sir.
And do you understand you're waiving your right to that trial in front of the jury by making this plea?
Yes, sir.
All right. You'll be adjudicated guilty. You're going to be on 2 years of probation. You have the fees and costs that were discussed. You'll have the evaluation and any treatment which is recommended. You'll have testing to confirm your compliance. You'll have your community service hours, which you got to do at 5 hours a month minimum. And you've got to get a job or seek a job as part of this conditions. And if you get everything done that you're supposed to and you don't have any violations, then you can terminate at 12 months automatically. Is that what your agreement is?
Yes,
In
sir.
addition to all the other conditions of probation?
Yes, sir.
All right. Has Mr. Gates answered all your questions about the plea and how it affects you?
Yes, sir.
You satisfied with how you've been represented?
Yes.
Court will find the plea to be freely and voluntarily entered into and will accept the plea. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Alexander John. All right, sir, you're here today without an attorney. Do you wish an attorney to represent you?
Yes, sir.
Are you able to afford one on your own?
Not at this moment.
Okay. The form's going to be given to you. Complete that form, turn it back into the bailiff. Don't leave until you turn the form in and get a new court date, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Do I have permission to go downstairs and get my daughter? Because she's getting dropped off. I
Sure, absolutely. Just don't
maybe-
leave until
yeah.
you get a new court date. You're
Yes,
fine,
sir,
you're
I
fine with that. I don't have a problem with that. All right, Shampoo Kasun.
Your Honor, Mr. Kassoum's before the court 25 CF 615. At this time, we'd ask the court to enter a not guilty plea. He is currently scheduled for June the 9th.
So ordered.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. So it looks like what we've got is the ones who are doing the applications on this docket, right? Is that right? Anthony Brown. All right. Mr. Brown, the only thing I see with your application is you check that you have a car, but you didn't check what the equity is. And so that's how much the car is worth, less everything you owe on it. So you've got to fill in a blank there because the clerk would just reject the form automatically. So I'll pass this back to you through the bailiff to fill that amount out, okay? Without that, they're just going to reject it automatically. So that's that one blank there where it says car, where you check the box. So it's how much the car is worth, less how much you owe on it. If you're upside down, you can put a negative number there.
No. Between yes on that line, put how much the car's worth.
Yeah, audit, where's his audit? Look where it says.
One
Motor
down one
vehicles.
line. There you go. How much the car's worth.
30,000?
Your Honor. Well, and if you look down below, he'll show what the debt is, Mr. Medina. So
It's actually.
it's the reason I tell every people it's a goofy government form. Nobody thinks that way.
If you have.
Only some committee thinks that way.
He estimates that he owns a car worth 30,000, but that basically he has no equity, so he's.
So
putting
he should
zero.
put 0 there. If he believes that after the value
Zero.
of, if you take the value of the car and you subtract how much he owes, and he can even be negative, right?
I hope you put it in the right spot, Your Honor, but that's his intent.
Okay, all right.
Thank you.
And once again, I'm not faulting you. Like I you heard me say at the very beginning, it's a goofy government form. If I hadn't been doing this for decades, I wouldn't understand how to fill the darn thing out. So I'll appoint the public defender to represent you in this case.
Your Honor, I've given him my card with my assistant's name so he can set an appointment. He would waive formal reading and enter a plea of not guilty and set up an appointment, okay? Thank you.
All right, and we're set for what date is it, Madam Clerk?
June 9th.
All right, so you're set on June 9th, so you need to get in touch with a lawyer as soon as you can so they got time to chat with you, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
All right. Thank you.
All right, so I show, Madam Clerk, I've got Tiffany Addis. I've got Alexander John. Those are the two outstanding, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Stuart Harrison.
And I had a note that from Judge Clark's JA that it was continued, but the order hasn't been processed yet. That's from Judge Clark's JA. Sorry for the second hand.
Would you like to just verbally announce that it's not?
Yeah, Stuart Sailor Harrison, 25 CF 712 and 25 CF 711 are continued to 5/22. All right, and we've been going for 3.5 hours. I need a comfort break, so we're going to take 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
All rise.